The following is a presentation of RMG Sports, award-winning championship television.
In the world of motorsports, few iconic cities reign supreme. In powerboat racing, Pittsburgh is the crown jewel of the sport. From its challenging waters to its rich history and incredible crowds, drivers from around the world have flocked to the Steel City. But the Allegheny is fickle and has collected many drivers who sought to tame her. Today, Powerboat Superleague drivers have come from across the continent seeking the title of North American champion and looking to add their name to the list of champions in Pittsburgh. We are coming to you from the banks of the Allegheny River in beautiful downtown Pittsburgh, where today Powerboat Superleague is set to crown its 2011 North American champions here at the 34th Annual EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta. Hello again, everyone. I'm Jared Romsberg, so proud to be with you here in my hometown. Mike Tilton will be joining us shortly as Powerboat Superleague continues its 25th anniversary season of racing. As the fans continue to pour in, let's take a look back at last year's races. Last year's F3 North American Championship saw Brent Dillard shoot off with the lead. 52 Mike Cooper and 8 Tammy Wolf Jacob were left to fight for second. But shortly into the race, Cooper would have engine problems and the Magic Man would bow out. Wolf Jacob had no time to celebrate as the Iron Maiden Carol Reno came up alongside and put the Pink 8 boat into third. None of this mattered to the Vibrant Thing as Dalzell, South Carolina's Brent Dillard went on to win his second straight North American Championship. Dillard's not in Pittsburgh. He's off working on his F2 boat for 2012. Here's Mike with our current F3 points leader. Mike.
Sam LeBanco, you haven't been in Pittsburgh in 10 years, but you're coming in as the Super League points leader. Brent Dillard was the winner here last year. He's getting a new boat built for another class. You are the points leader coming in. What's it going to take home the EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta Championship?
Well, as usual, the water here is a challenge. Great town to be in and race in, but the water is tough, so hopefully our equipment is ready. We've had a few problems, but we think we're ready, and just stay on it and stay safe and do our job.
Good luck to you, Sam. Back to you, Jared.
Thanks, Mike. Last year, the F2s put on quite a show in Steeltown. The Red 7 of Mark Jacob led the field as they screamed onto the course at the launch. Pole sitter Dan Orchard was squeezed by Jimmy Merlou, and the 69 moved ahead. Shortly into the race, Merlou used the outside line and a misstep by the 7 to get by Jacob for the lead. His time in front was short as fuel system issues slowed Merlou, and Jacob went back to the front of the pack in turn 1. With 10 laps remaining, 2005 Pittsburgh champ Terry Brinker went over in turn 1, bringing out the caution and stopping the race. The race would end under caution, and Clifton, Illinois' Mark Jacob earned his second straight North American championship. Here's Mike with our defending champ.
Mark Jacob, you're the defending champion here at the EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta. That's a little bit of pressure in itself, but now this is a North American Championship event as well. You are the two-time consecutive North American Championship winner. This could make an unprecedented 3 in a row. Does that put any added pressure on you?
You can't let it put a lot of pressure on you. You just have to prepare to do your best and go out and hope for the best outcome. You got to be smart in the heat races and get qualified on the dock for the final in a good spot, and just try to hang on and ride out the rough water.
Sounds good. Long way to go this afternoon. Good luck to you, Mark. Jared, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. There's so much more to show you, race fans, on, out of, and above the water as our coverage of Powerboat Superleague racing at the 2011 EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta continues right after this.
This presentation of Powerboat Superleague racing at the 2011 EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta is brought to you by EQT, where energy meets innovation. The Wyndham Grand Pittsburgh Downtown. The 300 associates of the Wyndham Grand Pittsburgh Downtown want you to come back. By Subaru. Love. It's what makes Subaru a Subaru. And by Trip Total Media. See what's next. This segment of Powerboat Superleague Racing is brought to you by EQT, where energy meets innovation.
Welcome back to the 2011 EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta as the crowds continue to fill the bleachers and all along the Allegheny here at Point State Park. The estimated crowd of well over 600,000 people is here to see Powerboat Superleague racing, as well as all the other regatta events, to include world champion mountain biker Mike Steadley. He's back showing off in front of the thousands of fans, impressing everyone with tricks and stunts just like these guys. The Frisbee Dog Show is back, and man, lots of smiles throughout the crowd. Lots of smiles here at the Calling All Kids Zone. Plenty of great fun for kids. They can play in the inflatables, get their faces painted, all kinds of artists, and so much more. So much fun for the kids here at the Three Rivers Regatta. And check this out. On the main stage, the KDKA Radio Competitive Eating Contest, sponsored by Giovanni's Pizza and Pasta, brought the biggest appetites in the Steel City. Who accepted the challenge? Well, Irish Bob Coons won it. And an amazing performance. And talk about amazing, check this out. The largest sand sculpture ever built in Pennsylvania was here at the EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta and was quite a sight to see. The salute to the city of Pittsburgh and all of the regatta events was over 40 feet long and 15 feet tall and was truly an impressive addition to the entertainment lineup here. Talking about the entertainment lineup, of course, the Dragon Boats were back on the Allegheny. Super League wasn't the only racing on the Allegheny. The Dragon Boats, colorful boats, brought teams from throughout the region to compete and amaze the crowds all along the Allegheny River. It was a great sight to see out there. And what would the EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta be without the Anything That Floats race? Amateur raft builders from throughout Pittsburgh battled each other, as well as the threat of sinking at any time to take home the bragging rights of this annual event. Here's something a little bit faster on the water. The Mad City Ski Team was on hand. This nationally acclaimed water ski team from Madison, Wisconsin, amazed the fans all along the Allegheny all weekend long with tricks, jumps, man, you name it. Race fans, these guys put on quite a show. And now it's time to kick up some real wake on the Allegheny with the Formula 3 qualifying for the 2011 North American Championship here in Pittsburgh. In the first of two heat races, Tampa, Florida's Rob Brinker was on the pole, and the Amsoil number 10 led the field off the dock. Brinker held the lead as 8 Tammy Wolf Jacob and 22 Roddy Foreman battled for second. It looked like Brinker had the win in the bag. But near the midway point, he barrel rolled his boat and turns 3 and 4, bringing out the caution. So you want to be a boat racer, huh? Well, hold on tight as we ride along with Brinker. Rob was okay, but obviously the 10 boat was out of the race. This put the pink 8 boat of Tammy Wolf Jacob on the pole for the restart. But Roddy Foreman in the 22 nearly blew his boat over as he got to the lead. Wolf Jacob nearly did the same as she tried to get away from a charging Sam Labanco in the 44. But Labanco would soon have his hands full when Toby Hood in the 64 came alongside to say hello. This battle would continue for several laps with Labanco and Hood getting personal in turn 4. Labanco would eventually grab the third place slot behind the speeding number 8 pink boat of Tammy Wolf Jacob. They would all line up behind the 22 as Roddy Foreman took off with the win in heat race 1. In the second heat race, 89 Bill Mastro jumped the gun, and it was 64 Toby Hood leading the field onto the course. Mastro would have to fall in behind the field. 16 Carol Reno moved alongside to fight for the lead. Hood moved out as 52 Mike Cooper brought Black Magic alongside of Reno to fight for second. The Magic Man used some spooky voodoo and got to 52 past the Iron Maiden for the second place slot as Sam Labanco in the 44 flew up to join in the fun. Hood and Hooper moved out from the pack, but turn 1 claimed our F3 points leader as Sam Labanco barrel rolled the 44 and brought out the caution. Labanco was okay, but the same couldn't be said for the 44 boat. Toby Hood was on the pole for the restart, but he and Hooper both were slow on the trigger and were left at the dock. 10 Rob Brinker was back in the race, and he and 22 Roddy Foreman led the field as the battle on the Allegheny continued. 8, Tammy Wolf-Jacob emerged with the third-place slot, but the Iron Maiden, 16, Carol Reno, came alongside to fight for the slot. The 2 wowed the Point State Park crowd with side-by-side battle, with the 8 taking the slot. Didn't matter much to the 22 as Roddy Foreman took home the win in Heat Race 2. With qualifying complete, let's meet the top 3 qualifiers for the 2011 Formula 3 North American Championship here in Pittsburgh. Markham, Ontario, Canada's Mike Hooper starts 3rd. He's looking to recover from a disappointing 2010 effort.
I would love to be on the podium this year. 2 years ago, I came out of here 2nd. So this year, we'd like to bring the 1st home. I've always wanted to win in Pittsburgh.
Last year's 3rd-place finisher Tammy Wolf-Jacob starts 2nd, but she knows that a big battle awaits.
We have a lot of work cut out, and I mean, Pittsburgh's one of these things. If you can just finish the race, you should be very proud.
And on the pole is our 1998 Formula 3 Series champ, Roddy Foreman. After a long absence, Foreman is ready.
We got a good setup. My crew, we talked about the prop and where we wanted to set up our motor height and weight, and I think we've got it right. And you got to drive within the limits of this river. The Allegheny River is rough, there's a lot of holes, and you got to drive smart.
Now let's meet the rest of the starters of the 2011 Formula 3 North American Championship here in Pittsburgh. The lone Pennsylvanian in the fleet, Toby Hood, will start 4th. Rob Brinker recovered from his wreck to earn the 5th-place slot on the dock. Last year's runner-up in Pittsburgh, Carol Reno, will start back in 6th. Punta Gorda, Florida's Bill Mastro will start 7th. Another Floridian, Steve DeNicolantonio, earned the 8th slot off the North Shore. In 9th, we find Herd Racing's Dana Toms from near Huntington, West Virginia. Our points leader, Sam Labanco, was not able to get the 44 back together. Dan Bunting wrecked at the end of the Heat Race 2 and will not start in the feature. Boats are going back into the water and the parade laps have begun. We'll start the Formula 3 North American Championships here in Pittsburgh right after this.
This segment of Powerboat Superleague Racing is brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Welcome back to the 2011 EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta, where you can see the fans are coming down from Point State Park, flooding the bleachers along the Allegheny. They are all ready for the start of the Formula 3 North American Championship, and there you see Roddy Foreman from Austin, Texas on the pole. Tammy Wolf-Jacob finished 3rd here last year. Mike Cooper looking to move up into the top slot. And as we take a look at the championship points, race fans, you can see Sam Labanco obviously going to plummet. He's not starting this race due to a wreck. So Roddy Foreman, Mike Cooper tied for 2nd. Who's going to escape Pittsburgh with the victory, with the points lead? It's been 365 days since the Formula 3 Series has raced here in Pittsburgh for Powerboat Superleague, and they are all now ready for launch. White knuckle grip on the steering wheel, finger on the trigger, ready and waiting for the green flag.
Go, 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 go.
Green flag's out, and we're racing in Pittsburgh.
Go with it, brother. Go with it. You got it. Go with it. Boy, go with it. Run a clean line here. Cooper's on your outside, back 2 boat lengths. Come on with it.
The North American Championship begins with Roddy Foreman taking the lead. They're going to go 3 wide behind him. 3 wide, second up behind him for 2nd, with the Magic Man, Mike Cooper, escaping in 2nd in the middle. And they're going to go side by side for 3rd with the Pennsylvanian, Toby Hood, number 64. And on the outside, Rob Brinker in the Amsoil, number 10, side by side for 3rd. He's going to turn 3 and 4. Fans in the bleachers of Point State Park now getting an early show as the battle for 3rd continues at a turn 4 as Roddy Foreman crosses the start-finish line and starts lap 1 of 20 here at the Formula 3 North American Championships. Side-by-side battle for 3rd continues with Rob Brinker in the Amsoil, number 10 on the outside, and the Pennsylvanian Toby Hood. Toby Hood and the Braille Batteries, number 64, moves along the inside, and they go side-by-side down the backstretch to show off to the fans on the North Shore with the silhouette of Heinz Field in the background. Side-by-side battle for 3rd continues as they come into turn 3. Toby Hood holds the preferred line, the inside line, but Rob Brinker inches ahead. But Toby Hood squeezes the 64 Braille Batteries boat to the inside. Here they go down the front stretch. Side-by-side battle for 3rd continues. Rob Rinker slides ahead and holds onto the third place slot as Toby Hood now in fourth, trying to move up on the inside. He's got the inside line. Here they go into turns 1 and 2. Hood goes through the wake. Hood trying to get, whoa, Hood's boat is stalled. His boat is stalled. He got out of the throttle, and now he's got to get it fired up again. Here comes Tammy Wolf Jacob on the outside of him. Battle for fourth now. Tammy Wolf Jacob looks to take advantage of a misstep by that 64 boat and put Toby Hood back into fifth. Tammy Wolf Jacob hits the afterburners, cuts down on the inside, and Toby Hood moves from battling for the final spot on the podium to now struggling to stay into the top 5. Right on board with Toby Hood. Boy, ladies and gentlemen, dare not repeat what's being said in the cockpit right now. Not sure what happened as he went through turns 1 and 2 on the last lap. Got out of the throttle. He was in a heated battle for the third place slot with Rob Rinker. Got out of the throttle. Boat stalled, and along came Tammy Wolf Jacob to rain on Toby Hood's parade. There's our leader, Roddy Foreman. He's way out in front.
Rinker's back 15 boat lengths, and then Rinker's back 8 boat lengths behind Hooper. Clean water in front of you. Keep a good line going up there.
Great news and advice from his spotter. Foreman is the comeback story of the series. Our 2-time F3 Series champion was diagnosed with cancer in 2006, and now this cancer survivor is looking for his third Powerboat Superleague F3 championship in 12 years. He has to work to stay away and beat this guy, 52 Mike Hooper. Disappointing finish last year after finished second in 2009, looking to move up. And his first time racing on the Allegheny race fans, here comes Rob Rinker. Rob's the son of Terry Rinker, who won here back in 2005, so you know that Terry's on the radio giving his son some fantastic advice as he comes out of turn 4, lights him up as they come down the front stretch now, and right behind him, Tammy Wolf Jacob finished third on the podium last year, a historic podium in Pittsburgh last year, race fans. 2 ladies on the podium, with Tammy Wolf Jacob taking third and Carol Reno taking second behind Brent Dillard, who's now off working on his Formula 2 program for 2012. And right behind Tammy Wolf Jacob, it's the local guy, Toby Hood, from outside of Altoona, Pennsylvania, and we'll ride with Toby out to break as he tries to catch up to Tammy Wolf Jacob on a racing left, race fans. Roddy Foreman's your leader here at the Formula 3 North American Championships in Pittsburgh. More after this.
This segment of Powerboat Superleague Racing is brought to you by GoPro Hero Motorsports Cameras. Get your GoPro camera at rmgshop.com.
Welcome back to Powerboat Superleague's running of the 2011 Formula 3 North American Championship here at the EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta, where we just saw our leader Roddy Foreman, number 22, go through turns 1 and 2. And right behind him in hot pursuit is the Magic Man, number 52, Mike Hooper, out of Markham, Ontario, Canada. Hooper qualified third for this race, moved up to the second place slot after getting a great shot off the dock. Hooper's looking to improve on last year's run here in Pittsburgh. Not too hard to do. He finished dead last, but now he's running second, which is where he finished in his 2009 effort here on the Allegheny. But man, he'd like to get up front. He's got to keep one eye in the mirror because the silver 10 Amsoil Boon of Rob Rinker is right behind him. Hooper's now getting by last year's runner-up, Carol Reno, not having a good run on the water today. Here comes Rob Rinker. Oh, Rinker spins! Rinker spins outside of turn 2. Rob Rinker spins in turn 2. That's our third place runner right now. And look who's coming up next to him. Here comes Tammy Wolf Jacob looking to pounce on that position, just like she did earlier in the race with Toby Hood. Whoa, Tammy almost blows her boat over, trying to get away, as does Rob Rinker. Both boats skipping away. And man, Rob Rinker's pulse must have shot up as he nearly lost the third place slot when he spun in turn 2. Tammy Wolf Jacob more than happy to pounce on that. That's how she moved up into the fourth place slot early in the race. Toby Hood had some trouble in turn 2, and Tammy Wolf Jacob used that error to slide right by and move up into fourth. Tammy Wolf Jacob, coming off of a stellar 2010 season, finished third here in Pittsburgh, her highest finish on the Allegheny ever. And then she came around and finished second in points, in championship points for the Formula 3 Series. But now she's got to watch. Here comes Toby Hood. Toby Hood now on the inside. He's trying to power up alongside of Tammy Wolf Jacob and take that fourth place slot back and move back up. The Pennsylvanian Toby Hood looking on the inside. Whoa, the 8 boat has trouble as Toby Hood almost torpedoes her. And here they go side by side for position out of turn 4. Side by side, they come in front of the fans at Point State Park for position. This is for your fourth place slot. Toby Hood riding in fifth, trying to catch it. Whoa, he lifts the boat out of the water, and that's going to give Tammy Hood the advantage, and there she goes. Rides off into the sunset as she takes back the fourth place slot. Toby Hood now wide out of turns 1 and 2. And Tammy Wolf-Jacob survives a scare from Toby Hood as he rolled up on the inside, and they had a very brief but spirited battle for the 4th place slot. Now Hood having some trouble with that boat, not getting it up to full song, and Tammy Wolf-Jacob once again disappears with that position as she tries to maneuver through some lap boats there. And 5th place Toby Hood will have to do the same now. He'll have to go through all that lap traffic and try to catch up to Tammy Wolf-Jacob. As we said earlier, race fans, Toby Hood, the lone Pennsylvanian in the fleet, does his practicing on nearby Raystown Lake, about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from Pittsburgh in central Pennsylvania. This is his hometown race, and he's looking for a career best finish. Hood finished 8th here in 2009, 7th in 2010, so he'll be moving up in the bracket. And here comes our leader right behind them. Roddy Foreman has led every lap, qualified on the pole, earned victories in both of the heat races earlier today. Now he's looking to cap off a day of perfection. As stated earlier, race fans, Roddy Foreman, cancer survivor, diagnosed with cancer in 2006, used powerboat racing as a motivating factor in his recovery to come back, and he has come back in style. But he's got to keep an eye in the mirror. He's got a big lead, but you just never know with the magic man behind you. Mike Cooper, like we said earlier, looking to come back from a horrible finish last year, finishing dead last on the dock, finished 2nd in 2009, and later on that year he earned the North American Championship downriver in Marietta, Ohio. So the magic man trying what he can to move up, but he'll certainly be satisfied with a 2nd place finish after coming in dead last off the dock last year.
Yeah, let the lap traffic fight it out in front of you. This is white flag. You're on the last lap right there. Let the lap traffic do what they got to do. You're good.
So now less than 2/3 of a mile remain between this guy, our leader, Roddy Foreman. Foreman is coming off a 2nd place finish in race 1 of Powerboat Superleague's Formula 3 2011 season in the greater Chicagoland area of Elgin, Illinois. Now he's looking to move up into the top slot in points as well. Here he goes out of turn 4. Fans in Point State Park are standing and saluting their 2011 champion, your winner and Formula 3 North American champion from Austin, Texas, Roddy Foreman.
We won it! We won it! We won Pittsburgh, brother. Good job. I'm so proud of you.
The F3 post-race show is next.
This segment of Powerboat Superleague Racing is brought to you by SuperLeagueMedia.com. Watch Powerboat Superleague races and so much more at SuperLeagueMedia.com.
Race fans, welcome back to Pittsburgh, where we see our newly crowned Formula 3 North American champion, Roddy Foreman, taking a bow and grabbing a checkered flag to do his victory lap in front of the fans here in Pittsburgh. Here's Mike Tilton with our 3rd place finisher.
Thanks, Jared. Standing here with Rob Rinker. And Rob, the day started off kind of bad where you barrel rolled your boat in heat number 1, but you fought back, you fought back, you fought back. You wanted this victory here in Pittsburgh, but you came home in 3rd spot. I think you did great, young man.
Yeah, we've been fighting all year for a spot up at the top, and luckily the Amsoil team is always on top of it, and as soon as we went over, it was get it in, get it on the trailer, and get it back out there. So we did as much as we could, and that's what we did.
Thanks, guys. We'll take a look at the official results of the Formula 3 North American champion. Tammy Wolf-Jacob and Toby Hood round out the top 5. Here's your runner-up.
Jared standing here with Mike Cooper, 2nd place finish. Mike, tell us a little bit about your day.
This morning we had a little bit of gremlins running around there. We had a couple problems getting off the dock with motor starting and whatnot. But in the end, it came out all right. Started 3rd, finished 2nd. Pretty happy with that.
Thanks, guys. We'll take a look at the F3 Series Championship points for Powerboat Superleague. We see, as expected, Roddy Foreman on top. And now here's Mike with our new Formula 3 North American champion.
Roddy, I tell you what, the weekend was all yours. 11 years out of racing. You always wanted this Pittsburgh championship. Congratulations. For the first time, we're going to call you the new 2011 North American champion.
Thanks. It means a lot to me to win Pittsburgh. When I was going through cancer, this race is something that I dreamed of, and it helped me get through it. And I just am thankful that I've got some good people behind me. John Calley, who came back to race to help me. My wonderful wife, Brooke, who's been extremely supportive of me coming back and racing in this crazy sport. And Gary Pugh, who built me an awesome boat. And I could go down the line, and I'm sure I'm leaving a lot of people out, but there's a lot of people behind me that have helped me to get here to win this race.
Thanks, Mike. Race fans, we're only halfway done. The Formula 2 program is so much more is coming up from Pittsburgh right after this.
This segment of Powerboat Superleague Racing is brought to you by the Wyndham Grand Pittsburgh Downtown. The 300 associates of the Wyndham Grand Pittsburgh Downtown want you to come back.
Race fans, welcome back to the 2011 EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta, where fans continue to squeeze into Point State Park and all along the North Shore as we are getting ready for the Formula 2 North American Championship here at the Regatta. Last night, they squeezed into Point State Park to see a new act at the Regatta, Circus Orange. Acrobats, dancers, and pyrotechnics combined to light up the main stage at Point State Park. Then the EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta took the action from Point State Park to over 10,000 feet above the city. The Red Bull Air Force's Skyyackers were on hand. Miles Deisher rode down in a kayak and wowed the hundreds of thousands of onlookers as he landed safely on the Allegheny. Then Miles turned around and did it again, this time at night. His ride down gave us a great view of Steel Town at night. And once again, with LEDs lit, he landed safely in the Allegheny. Then the skies were illuminated again, this time by one of the largest fireworks shows on the East Coast, the EQT Flashes of Freedom Fireworks Fantasia. Now let's bring the excitement from the skies right back onto the Allegheny for qualifying for the 2011 Formula 2 North American Championship. Last year's winner and defending North American champion 7, Mark Jacob, had the pole, but 10, Terry Rinker, shot out and the Amsoil boat was in the lead. 09 winner number 34, Jeff Reno, had to fight off the defending series champ Donnie McDowell for 4th. Jacob almost blew his boat over trying to catch up with Rinker. He got out of the gas, and 33, Rob DeNicolantonio, came by to fight for 2nd. Jacob got back on his horse and pulled away, but this battle was far from over. Finally, on the backstretch, 7 shot up to the inside and pinched off any chance 33 was going to have to pass. All this fighting let the Amsoil 10 build up a huge lead, and Terry Rinker won Heat Race 1. In Heat Race 2, the inverted starting order saw 99 Mike Beagle on the pole. But the field blasted away with 95 Mark Welch fighting Terry Rinker for the lead. The battle was brief as the 10 exploded down the backstretch and resumed the lead. But an early misstep in turn 3 a lap later allowed Mark Jacob to get ahead of Rinker. But his time in front was short as Jeff Reno was upside down in turn 2, bringing out the caution. Powerboat Superleague safety crews were there in seconds and Reno was fine. His boat, however, would need major repairs. In the pits, other drivers and crews swarmed over the 34 to get it back together and to get the jet back out on the water in time for the feature. So let's meet the top 3 qualifiers for the Formula 2 North American Championship. Starting third is Lakeland, Florida's Rob DiNicolantonio. The battle with Mark Jacobs showed him just how rough racing in Pittsburgh can be.
Mark was a little all over the place, but he's a good guy. I think he's just blocking me a little bit, but I probably would have done the same thing. It's rough out there. You got to fight for every inch you can get. If you're out in front of somebody, you got to hold on whatever you can.
Starting second is our defending North American champion, Mark Jacobs. He's hoping that Lady Luck stays on his side.
Yeah, I mean, anybody watching the qualifying heats, I mean, you know that the boat wasn't running right. I had a lot of trouble getting through the corners, the rough water here in Pittsburgh. I have a lot of luck here in Pittsburgh, and the luck seems to be holding up, and so second place is, great place to be on the dock as far as I'm concerned.
And starting on the pole is the 2005 Three Rivers Regatta race winner, Terry Rinker. He's anxious to get back on top.
I tell you what, it's great to get the Amsoil team back on the pole here in Pittsburgh. We had a great run back here in 2005, and man, it's going to feel great to get up front and hopefully do this again.
And now here's the rest of the Formula 2 North American Championship starting grid. They got Jeff the Jet back together, and he will start fourth. Donnie Lick from Hastings, Minnesota is fifth. Last year's runner-up, Donnie McDowell, is starting back in sixth. The Hurricane, Michael Floyd from Rincon, Georgia, is starting seventh. Jim McGrath has the Tilted Kilt Restaurants boat in eighth. Mark Welch from Wayzata, Minnesota will start from slot 9. Powerboat Superleague rookie Mike Beagle from Ortonville, Michigan earned a top 10 start. Running double duty, F3 driver Dana Toms got his F2 boat in slot 11. And Tyler Welch brings up the rear, starting the 51 in 12th. Race fans, the parade laps have begun. We're just seconds away from the start. Don't move. The F2s race right after this.
This segment of Powerboat Superleague Racing is brought to you by Trib Total Media. See what's next.
Race fans, welcome back to Pittsburgh, where just minutes ago the skies absolutely opened up and we were drenched here at the regatta. But the crowd came right back and the shores of the Allegheny are packed once again. Race fans of Pittsburgh, we salute you. Here's the starting grid. Terry Rinker earned the pole, but take a look at the list of names on this list. Many past winners, past champions. Fantastic lineup ready and waiting for you. Now let's take a look at the championship points for the Formula 2 series of Powerboat Superleague. Here's how they'll stack up. Mark Jacob is on top, but once again, look at this. Less than 50 points separate first through fifth. We now go to the north shore of Pittsburgh, where the Formula 2 field stands ready for the drop of the green flag.
Green, here we go.
And the Formula 2 North American Championship is underway in Steeltown. We ride aboard with Rob DiNicolantonio as he shoots to the inside, and look at the field fly onto the course in front of the tens of thousands at Point State Park. Terry Rinker assumes the lead as they head into turns 1 and 2. Here goes Robbie D.
Okay, Mom, let's go. Get it up.
The field screams down the backstretch to the delight of the fans on the North Shore as they watch this battle for fourth. 3 wide battle for fourth heading into turn 3. Jeff the Jet Reno in the middle. Here comes Donnie McDowell on the outside, and the Hurricane Michael Floyd on the inside. 3 wide battle through turns 3 and 4. Jeff the Jet escapes as Michael Floyd in a 75 pulls alongside of Donnie McDowell. We ride on board with Jeff the Jet Reno, and you can see his boat is badly damaged, missing its cowling on back, and the aerodynamics of that boat are absolutely insane right now, but he's pulling away from Donnie McDowell. He's going to have to stay on his horse as Donnie McDowell now moves to the inside, side by side again for fourth. Whoa, just a few feet away from the bridge goes Donnie McDowell as he's trying to use every inch of real estate that he can to somehow pull up alongside of Jeff the Jet Reno. And here comes Michael Floyd, just like last lap. Whoa, but McDowell goes way wide out of turn 4, and now Michael Floyd pulls up along the inside, but McDowell explodes on the outside. He's going to go nose to nose, toe to toe with Jeff the Jet Reno as they fly under the Fort Duquesne Bridge. Battle for fourth as they come to turns 1 and 2 once again. Side by side into turn 1, and McDowell once again goes way wide out of turn 2 and allows Michael Floyd to move to the inside as they're going to go toe to toe for position behind them. Meanwhile, our leader is way out in front of, whoa, Terry Rinker, our leader, almost rolls it over in turn 4, right in front of the fans at Point State Park, because you can see right there behind him, Mark Jacob in the red 7, last year's winner here in Pittsburgh, but Terry Rinker doing his best to stay out in front and keep the red 7 behind, but the battle for 4th has heated up again. Here comes Donnie McDowell alongside of Jeff the Jet Reno as they fly down the front stretch. Whoa, look at this, only a few feet apart at 105 miles an hour as they head into turn 1. Jeff Reno again powers the 34 away, and Donnie McDowell in checkered snout at 3 is trying to catch up, and everybody's trying to catch up to this guy.
That's working good. I see it coming up from on the edge up there, that's great.
Team Amsoil crew chief James Chambers on the radio with Terry Rinker voicing his satisfaction with Rinker's performance so far. How couldn't he be happy? Rinker's done a fantastic job so far, staying ahead of the red 7 of Mark Jacob, but he knows he cannot let up. Mark Jacob, defending North American champion, defending race winner here in Pittsburgh. He knows his way to the front. But while he tries to catch up to the number 10 Amsoil boat of Terry Rinker, he's got to watch for this guy behind him, Rob DeNicolantonio from Lakeland, Florida. The 33 is working hard in 3rd.
Good job, good job. You're clearing this turn, Rob. You're clear.
Robbie D running nice and clean, not too heavy of a critique from the crew chief of the 33 team, as the Subaru-sponsored number 33 of Rob DeNicolantonio heads down the backstretch.
Running good, man. You're running good. You're clear.
This is DeNicolantonio's first race on the Allegheny, but one guy who's a veteran of racing here, the guy in 4th, Jeff the Jet Reno. His new nickname may be Never Say Die. This boat was upside down between turns 1 and 2 during the second heat race. He still managed to get a 4th place slot, and that's where he's riding right now. But I tell you what, race fans, he's had the boxing gloves on all race long. Donnie McDowell in checkered stout at number 3. You can see he's sneaking up behind him. He's right there, living large in the rearview mirrors, not letting Jeff the Jet Reno sleep for 1 second. As our leader, Terry Rinker, continues to stretch out his lead, we're going to ride along with the Amsoil 10 as we go out to a break. With 7 laps in the book, Terry Rinker is your leader. We've got plenty of racing left here to 2011 EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta's running of the Formula 2 North American Championship right after this.
This segment of Powerboat Superleague Racing is brought to you by RMG Sports. Learn more about our programs and productions at rmgsports.net.
Welcome back to the 2011 Formula 2 North American Championships here in Pittsburgh. Race fans, we're riding along with our newly crowned second place driver, Rob DeNicolantonio. Let's step in our Wayback Machine and go back to lap 16 to show you what happened. Mark Jacob in the red 7 was running in second, but as he left turn 2, something went wrong. His gear casing broke. The red 7 came to a stop on the race course, drifted to the middle, and surrendered the second place slot to Rob DeNicolantonio, and our defending North American champion, Mark Jacob, is forced to the inside, and he's going to ride the rest of the race out sitting there as his boat sits dead in the water. And there is our current leader. Terry Rinker has led every lap of this race, qualified first off the dock, and believe it or not, race fans, that is 3rd place, Jeff the Jet Reno, that's about to go a lap down as the Team Amsoil sponsored number 10 of Terry Rinker flies up on the outside on the backstretch, as Terry Rinker is taking nearly the entire field of Formula 2 drivers to school today, as he now moves to the outside of Jeff Reno in the silver 34, looking to put our 3rd place driver a lap down as they scream down the front stretch. And Jeff Reno wisely just lets off and lets the leader go by. Gentleman driver Jeff Reno, he knows there's no chance. He's got plenty of room between him and 4th place Donnie McDowell. He can let off a little bit and let the leader go by. Don't want to cause an incident this late in the race. There's our 2nd place driver, Rob DeNicolantonio. The Subaru-sponsored 33 running an absolutely fantastic race. This is his first time on the Allegheny. Here he is in 2nd place in a North American Championship. The Allegheny River in Pittsburgh, known throughout the boat racing community as one of, if not the roughest places to race. And this young Floridian is skipping across the top like a seasoned veteran. He's actually been racing boats for over 12 years. He started with the Super League back in 2007. earned his first win a year later in Peoria in 2008, and he put on a fantastic show last year in Memphis, finishing second behind Terry Rinker at the Can-Am race on the Mississippi. Great to see this first-time driver doing so well on the Allegheny, and we're right on board with another first-time driver who's doing an absolutely fantastic job here in the waiting laps of this race, Donnie Lick from Hastings, Minnesota, and now he's roaring up on the inside of Michael Floyd. He's looking to challenge Michael Floyd for the 5th place slot as they go down the backstretch. Donnie Lick driving the beautiful black and gold Trib Total Media sponsored number 11, and he's got the inside line, and he's looking to come up alongside of Michael Floyd. Here we go, side-by-side battle for 5th as they head into turn 3. Donnie Lick has the inside line, and Michael Floyd goes wide out of turn 3. Donnie Lick just rips that boat around, and the number 11 from Hastings, Minnesota assumes the 5th place slot. And now it looks like Donnie Lick has a radar lock on our 4th place driver, Donnie McDowell, as they fly into turns 1 and 2. Donnie Lick skips across the top of the water, holds the inside line, slingshots around, and here he goes. He's on the inside. He's trying to use the same maneuver he did a lap ago against Michael Floyd. He's holding that inside line as Donnie McDowell struggles to stay away. Here they go, 105 miles an hour. Donnie McDowell again skips way wide outside, and here comes Donnie Lick on the inside. Side-by-side battle in front of the fans at Point State Park. Nose to nose, these two veteran drivers now fly down the front stretch, and Donnie Lick, look at the exhaust coming off that engine. He's getting every ounce of horsepower out of that, and he's going to need it to stay away from Donnie McDowell. As second verse, same as the first, he uses the same maneuver, and Donnie Lick moves into the 4th place slot. Fans on the North Shore are being treated to a double feature as Donnie Lick moves from 6th to 4th, 2 positions in as many laps on nearly the same piece of real estate on the Allegheny. And now he's looking for Jeff the Jet Reno. Donnie Lick is on a mission. He wants to get on top of that podium, but he's got to watch. Here comes Donnie McDowell. You just never know. Donnie McDowell, veteran driver. Again, race fans, finished second here in Pittsburgh last year. He finished second here in Pittsburgh the year before. Always a bridesmaid. He's looking to get on top. And Donnie Lick can't mess around because here comes Donnie McDowell on the inside. Donnie Lick tries to explode and disappear down the backstretch. Fans in Pittsburgh loving that black and gold color scheme as Donnie Lick now takes the Trib Total Media boat into turn 3. Skips across the top of the water. Whoa, has a little bit of trouble there. And look who's ready to pounce. It's Donnie McDowell as he moves to the inside, side-by-side battle down the front stretch. Fans at Point State Park loving this late race battle as Donnie Lick takes the black and gold number 11 and disappears into turn 1 with the 4th place slot. Trying desperately to catch up to the silver 34, the 3rd place Jeff Reno. But I just don't think he's going to have enough laps to make it happen as Terry Rinker explodes out of turn 4, heads down the front stretch, and he'll cross the line this time to see the white flag. One more lap, 1 more mile, and Terry Rinker will have earned his first ever North American Championship. The Tampa, Florida native won here in 2005, and this win has been a long time coming. He flies down the backstretch one more time to salute the fans on the North Shore. Let's ride along with Terry Rinker as he wins the North American Championship.
Start finish line, get the checker. Checker's out. All right, buddy, awesome. Yeah, baby, back on Pittsburgh. Woo! Nice job, Terry, beautiful run.
This presentation of Powerboat Superleague Racing at the 2011 EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta was brought to you by EQT, where energy meets innovation. The Wyndham Grand Pittsburgh Downtown. The 300 associates of the Wyndham Grand Pittsburgh Downtown want you to come back. By Subaru. Love, it's what makes Subaru a Subaru. And by Trib Total Media. See what's next.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh, race fans, as Terry Rinker is finishing up his victory lap here on the Allegheny. Here's Mike Tilton with our 3rd place finisher.
Jeff Reno, what an amazing day. Upside down in turn number 1, and then you get the boat dried out, you come back, and you get a podium finish in the 3rd spot. I know you won it first, but boy, was that a great day.
Yeah, it was a great day, but first I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank my sponsors, and most of all, I want to thank all the people that helped me get that boat back together, because it was a struggle, but in 45 minutes we had it running.
How about the run by Donnie Lick to nab the 4th place slot? Donnie McDowell rounds out the top 5. Here's Mike with our runner-up.
Thanks, Jared. Robbie Deese, 2nd place here at the Pittsburgh EQT Three Rivers Regatta, the roughest race but the best race in the country. How did your day go?
It went great. We couldn't ask for a better finish. We would have liked to have first, but second place is not a bad finish for us at all.
His win puts Terry Rinker on top of the points, but Mark Jacob not too far behind. Here's Mike with our new North American champion.
Terry Rinker, you had a Formula One victory here. Now you got a Formula 2 victory. That's never happened before in the history of boat racing. And you have never had a North American championship, but right now, my friend, you are the new 2011 North American champion.
Oh, thanks, Mike. It's a great feeling. You know, here in Pittsburgh, it's always a challenge. I've been able to win here before, and fortunately got, luck with me and just a great team behind me with the AMSOIL people, supporting us and keeping us on the water. And I just can't say enough about them and the people here in Pittsburgh. Great place to race. I mean, the crowd is just excellent, and can't wait to come back again.
What another phenomenal EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta we had in 2011. Excitement was everywhere, on the river, on the ground, and in the air. On behalf of the entire production crew and everyone with Powerboat Superleague, I'm Jared Romsberg. Thanks for watching, race fans. Until 2012, we'll see you on the water.